Alright, number 18 on this number system part 2. Got a lot of word problems here I gotta talk about. So, Mac is working on his science project. He dropped the ball filled with sand from the balcony of a building 42 feet from the ground. Which of the following statements is true? So he's on this building and he drops it down, right? It was 42 feet. So Mac's ball traveled a distance of 42 feet because negative 42 is, or the absolute value of negative 42 is 42. Mac's ball traveled a distance of negative 42 feet because negative 42, the absolute value of negative 42 is 42. Mac's ball traveled a distance of 0 feet because the absolute value of 0 is 0 and the ball ended at the ground. Or Mac's ball traveled a distance of 24 feet because the absolute value of negative 42 is 24. Alright, pick one of those. Good luck. 19. Serena wants to buy reusable bamboo plates and cups for barbecue. Plates are sold in packages of 8. Cups are sold in packages of 12. What is the least number of packages Serena can buy to have an equal number of plates and cups? This reminds me of, I guess for those of you that were in Miss Gonzalez's class, we talked about the hot dogs and the buns. Same idea here. Check your notes. It's either going to be this or this. Try to see which one would make sense here. It's one of those two though. Alright, let me see here. The Rotolo family is planning a winter vacation. They are considered 2 ski resorts. Their travel guidebook states that the bigger of the 2 resorts has an average temperature of negative 4 degrees. The smaller resort reports an average of negative 17 degrees. Man, these places are cold. Which of the following correctly compares the average temperatures at the resorts? So look at the greater than, less than symbols. Figure out which ones make sense. Right off the bat, I'm going to say there's negative 4 degrees here, right? Whoops. And negative 17 degrees here. So those numbers need to be in your equation. So this one doesn't have a negative 4, right? So this is right off the bat out of there. So that's as much help as I'm doing on that one. Good luck. 21. Duke and Hilda went scuba diving to study migrating fish 41 feet beneath the ocean's surface. Alright, so they're in the water. Oh, I should have made it. It's scary because it's red water. And they're down here 41 feet below, right? They returned to the surface after 15 minutes, which integer best describes their location when they surfaced. So it's asking when they surfaced. So when they're back on the surface, what would that be? Let me keep going. Alright, number 22 says Beatrice earned $20 mulching a neighbor's yard. I'm not sure what mulching means, but she earned $20, okay? And then she ends up ordering pizza for dinner. And including the tip, she gave delivery man, surprise, surprise, $20. So which equation best describes the day's events? So which one of these talks about her earning $20 and then spending $20 and how much money she has at the end? Alright. Gillian plotted negative 3/8 on a coordinate plane. Which quadrant is that located in? So think of this, right? This is your coordinate plane. And which way does it go? I know in some classes we talked about the big C because it's the coordinate plane, right? I'm just going to start you guys off. This is coordinate 1. I'll let you guys figure out the rest. Let's go to number 24. Julio's and his neighbor's Ralph's vegetable gardens are mirror images of each other. The diagram below shows their gardens and shared fence. Which of the following statements is true? The location of Julio's squash plant at negative 2, 3 is like a reflection over the fence of the location of Ralph's squash plant at 2, 3. The location of Ralph's sugar peas is like a reflection over the fence where Julio's squash are planted. The location of Julio's tomatoes is negative 4, 1. Ralph's cucumbers are located at 4, negative 1. So which of the statements is true? Looks like there's only going to be one answer there. 25. Which of the following is equivalent to 48 plus 18? And if you look at this, you can tell that they're all factored out, right? So think of how you solve it. You do first you do this times this, and then you do this times this, right? So try it out, see which one actually makes sense, and then you have your answer. Alright, Paul, Raul, and Saul all had a competition to see who could pick the greatest amount of strawberries in 3 minutes. Paul picked 1 5/8 pounds of strawberries. Raul, oh, I guess it's not Raul, it's Raul. 1 3/4 pounds, and Saul 1 11/16 pounds. So who came in second place? Looking for second place, guys. So you still have to figure out all of them, though. What I would do is you have these fractions, right? And I can't compare them until they all have the same denominator. So what denominator can each of them go into? Like, what's my GCF of all these denominators? So let's look. What I would do first is look at the biggest one. That one's 16 already. Can 8 go into 16? Let me get my laser pointer because I'm pointing at stuff you guys can't see. Can 8 go into 16? It sure can, right? So how many times can it? What would I have to do? I would just have to times this by 2. And if I times the bottom by 2, I need to times the top by 2. So this fraction turns into 1 and 10, because 5 times 2 is 10. 8 times 2 is 16, right? So this is a 10, guys. I know it looks kind of ugly. So now, this is Paul, and he's got 1 and 10/16. So you're going to do it over here as well. 1 and, so 4 times what equals 16? Whatever you get there, you have to times the top by as well. And luckily this fraction at the end stays the same because it's already in 16ths, right? So you're going to figure out who's going to be in second place and show your work. That's all you got to do. I thought you had to explain, but you don't. You have to show your work. Alright, 27. Chaz is a college student. He has a checking account balance of negative $52. Ooh, poor guy. His roommate Will's checking account balance is negative $59.25. Chaz thinks that Will owes more to the bank than Chaz does. Is Chaz correct? Explain your answer. So basically you're just answering this question. Negative 52, negative 59.25. Which one is greater than and which one's less than? So figure that out. And explain your answer. Last question. And it's a doozy. Actually, it's not that bad. A landscape designer is using the diagram. I'm going to use green here. The diagram below to plant a client's backyard. The hydrangea plant will be located at 4, 6. So where am I going to plot that? I'm going to move to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, and up 6. Boom. So it should be right there. And if you wanted to label it, it'd be hydrangeas. I can't write that small. That's gonna have to do. Plot and label this point on the map, which we just did. Now the length of each square on the map represents 1 foot in the garden. How far apart are the designers placed the hydrangea and azalea plants? And explain how you can use absolute value to find the answer. So it just wants to know how far apart these are, right? Right here to right here. So you're going to count on your own and then tell me how absolute value would work there. Alright, that was number 28. And I believe it's our last question. There you go. I tried to do it all in less than 10 minutes, which I did. Have a good one, guys. If you have questions, please ask away.